Tesla stock price target for year-end 2024 is $3,000 per share. In 2024, I am expecting the two biggest catalysts to date in the history of Tesla: robotaxis doing their first fully autonomous fares somewhere on planet Earth, most likely in the US, maybe in China, and the release of the $25,000 Tesla, aka the Tesla Q.
Do you have some numbers to describe that?
I do have numbers, but I just want to warn you, everybody, if Gary falls off his chair, watch out for him, okay? So I do believe it may not be 10 years, they may be merely late, right? We're used to that. But I just want to point out where I think we will be in 2033. And my bull case for the stock price is $11,000 then. Is he still sitting? Okay. So
he shook his head yes. He went like this.
But it will be a software as a service, oh here I go again, bringer, and then we have that revenue. So Tesla will produce 20 million cars. Energy by then will add 100%. By then energy will be as big as cars, if not bigger. FSD will add 200% at least, and bots will add another 200%.
Those subdivisions, I'm predicting that Tesla stock price in about 15 years will be somewhere around $48,893, which from today's date is roughly 47x where we are today, which is a lot, which is a lot.
Hi friends, welcome back. So if you've been watching the stock market the last couple of days, you'll know that Tesla stock has been on a wild tear. Essentially, it's been going up, I think now 10 days in a row, and it's been on a massive run. And if you listen to the stock pumpers and promoters, you're thinking, okay, where's my $11,000 a share? Where's my $48,000 a share? And I had to essentially show you some clips coming from the Tesla pumpers directly. Essentially, if you're in this thing and you believe these kind of stuff, you're waiting for the robots, you're thinking that the FSD is going to be for everyone, and you're thinking that Tesla's going to be selling, 10 million cars, making 20 million cars, these kind of things. It is frankly laughable, but yes, I can totally see the stock has been going up like crazy. This has been the past, again, like 10 days or so, and you can see that it's on the wild run. And the question is, can it get actually back to the all-time highs of before? The interesting thing is the timing of this all. The earnings of Tesla stock, I think it's in about a week from now, something like that. And we're essentially going to see, okay, show me what your actual numbers are. Right now, at the moment, it is based on hype. The thing that's also crazy about this thing, and that's why it's fun to talk about Tesla, is remember ARK Invest is one of the big pumpers of Tesla. They are down 70% from the top of their thing. So essentially that says is that the vast majority of their picks are hype-based, bubble-based, etc. But yes, they are recovering a bit. Can they recover back to their all-time highs? That's going to be pretty tough. If I had to, make a bet on would ARK return back to all-time highs or would Tesla, I would probably, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I would say the chances are Tesla of getting back to all-time highs is higher than ARK Invest of doing that. The reason why I mentioned and I wanted to start with the whole Tesla stock promoter thing is that one of the promoters, and this is Alexandra Mayers, and she calls herself Tesla Boomer Mama, which is like a nickname kind of thing. And even, I'm just reading from her Twitter, she's called herself a fangirl of Elon and a fierce Tesla retail shareholder advocate. And then she says, proud mama of 5 successful humans, and she's waiting for her Tesla Optimus robot. So I guess she wants to be a robot mama as well. And on her page, she says, don't mess with Tesla retail shareholders. And Alexandra, aka the Tesla Bro Mom person, put out this weird tweet. I'll read it for you guys. It says here, can I please ask for a favor to respect my private life? I got today this letter from a certain Mr. Brown. He sent me what he considers a great idea for Tesla to set up autonomous services locally. First, I have no means to bring these ideas to Tesla. And second, receiving this kind of letter in my home address freaks me out. I am very careful with our address, and it must be taken some research to find it. I think this whole situation is bizarre, but frankly, this whole Tesla situation is bizarre. First is, I would dispute her on her first point. She claims, and I said claims, she claims I have no means to bring these ideas to Tesla. The reason why I dispute that is because if you go back and you look at shareholder meetings or shareholder events, this was just a few weeks ago, literally Alexandra Mayers, or the Tesla Bro Mom person, she's hugging and shaking hands with the chair of the board over at Tesla. like how much, you know, more of a connection could you possibly have? Like the average person, guys, I'm not buddy with the chairperson of the board of Tesla. I'm not. Moreover, these people, these stock promoters, interact directly with Elon Musk on Twitter/X, right? And again, I don't interact with Elon on Twitter/X. So if anyone does indeed have a direct line to Elon or Tesla, it'd actually be her. So this part is kind of disingenuous, saying she has no, you know, way to contact Tesla. Moreover, she is actually featured on Tesla's website in the SEC filings. Again, I'm not just making random stuff up. This person meets the board of director chair, contacts Elon via Twitter and social media along with the other pumpers, and is featured on their website. So that part is strange, as he's trying to pull away from Tesla. I can understand from, you know, essentially if you're you know, a fan at home of these people, you believe that these robots are coming, you think they're going to make 20 million cars or whatever. You think, oh my God, you know, this person has the keys to the kingdom, and I want to get even more rich by offering my sort of ideas to help promote Tesla stock and make a great business. And essentially, this is sort of the gateway. That's what a lot of people think. And you know, moreover, if you look at her, literally, her sort of like Twitter and her persona, as she presents herself as like the head of the retail investor organization over at Tesla. And I was, you know, looking through Twitter the last, you know, couple of weeks. I was like, oh my God, thank you for all your good work. Thank you. You're so awesome. These are the kind of things that people share with on Tesla. Now, I find it fascinating that someone would send a promotion, or what's that idea? Not promotion, but like an idea or proposal. That's the word I'm looking for, via paper snail mail. But I guess this brown person thought it was a, you know, secret enough thing that he wanted to only send it in paper. You know, the whole whether or not you should contact someone at home. And to be fair to Alexander, I do agree with that stuff, that there is a line there, and I don't necessarily bother someone at their home residence regarding business. But I'll say, but this is the sort of the line that you tread on when you're sort of dealing with the kind of fandom that you're promoting. So do be careful out there with things that you say on social media, because there are real people that you are involved with. And moreover, what's crazy about this thing is that these kind of people, I think to them, it's all of a game. Why do I say that? Because they actually go in person, and I showed you the clip, but they go in person, they meet people live, and they just tell them a bunch of nonsense to people's face, which is really, really crazy. And what I mean by nonsense, guys, for those of you who don't know, you know, you can look at the Tesla valuation grades here. I mean, you can see it for yourself. The PE ratios are just frankly out of whack. And at this point, you're just talking about a GameStop kind of meme stock situation. Can you make money on GameStop? Yes, yes, you can. If you are trading it, and if you understand that this is totally not based on fundamentals, this is based on hype and basically fan clubism. This is essentially what we're talking about here. The thing is, though, this is just the world that we live in. These, you know, promoters like, say, Graham Stephan, which I've made a couple of videos on. If you haven't seen these, watch these. These kind of people, to them, it's all about short-term gains. It's all about fun and joy when it's going up. But ultimately, people do get burned with this stuff. And in this situation, I'm talking about Yotta Bank. He was promoting this thing heavily. People are now lost like $109 million. It's like 85,000 people are affected. What I try to do on this channel, guys, and I emphasize this so many times, I know you're real people watching this, so I don't just make up nonsense. That's why I show you guys everything. And for some people, it's just frankly boring to see all of the headlines and articles and stuff like that. They just want to hear hype. But the reason why I show you guys facts as much as I can is, again, I understand fully that you're talking about people's money. I understand you're talking about investments, these kind of things. And also, too, I understand that you are a real person. That's why I emphasize this stuff. And the whole Tesla thing is crazy, because I think there's a disconnect. For some people, it's all a game, like video games. It's all virtual money, the same way crypto is virtual money, right? And this is sort of where the Tesla thing kind of intersects with the Bitcoin and the Dogecoins and the whole meme stuff. There does come a point, though, where you start to talk about, and you need to talk about reality. Here's a reality, guys. Tesla's deliveries are down 4.8%, right? So because I've been searching, through the news, I look at this stuff every day. It's like, okay, so why are we rallying? why are we excited? I guess basically at this point is we're excited that Tesla is going to announce some crazy, robo-taxi thing, right? They're going to announce it, but like, when's that ever going to make money? And when is that ever going to see the light of day? And does anyone even want a robo-taxi to begin with? The whole thing is so bizarre to me because by definition, in my opinion, if you're a Tesla fanboy or fangirl, you like your car. Okay, I don't think that's anything crazy. Moreover, if you like your car, chances are you probably like driving your car. So this idea that I'm gonna, not drive my car and therefore it's even more awesome, I find it strange. And the other thing is too, you could say, okay, Chris, this isn't even about Tesla cars anymore. This is just about, Tesla's no longer a car company. Tesla's now a stock selling company. And that's what it kind of feels like to me because we're so disconnected from reality. So from what I can see from my perspective, Tesla sales are going down. I also see BYD is going crazy in terms of, I guess now they're building a new factory in Turkey. I can see this. Positive for Tesla because some people say, okay, Chris, why do you always talk about negatives of Tesla? What about the positive? Well, here's a positive, guys. The Chinese government, they can now officially buy Tesla cars because they're made in Shanghai. And essentially, this is sort of my conjecture on this one. I think China is positioning itself to take over Tesla, and we'll see how that plays out. Remember, Elon Musk made a deal with Tesla, or a deal with Tesla in China, that is, essentially to try to get robotaxis on the road there. There's less regulations there. My understanding is, because this is part of the hype, is that the pumpers are going to say, oh my God, guys, he's going to be selling lots of robot taxis in China, etc. My understanding is if they do test these things at all, it's going to be outside of the major cities, so in small suburban areas of China, and it's going to be very, very limited. Whether or not they ever make money on these things like that, again, it remains to be seen. But again, as I keep saying, I think Tesla at this point is just selling you hype and selling you stock. And yes, you can make money in the short term, but I personally think that reality numbers will catch up to you. Moreover, what do I mean by reality numbers? Look at this: China EV registrations in was it W27? So it says Xiaomi 3700, NIO 5300, Tesla 6500, BYD 58,800. BYD seems to be doing really, really well. And so then you want to talk about what does that mean in terms of recently? So the way they define this here, it says NIO weekly insurance registrations down 20%, Tesla was down 50%, BYD 20%, and Xiaomi registrations were up 15%. So this is an interesting thing to look at. Overall, my opinion on this stuff is that BYD, I haven't seen one yet in person, so I don't have any opinion on BYD until I actually see one, and I hope I can see one soon. But I think they're doing very, very well just based on numbers. I can see Tesla's in decline, and this also includes price cuts, right? Meaning that Tesla's aggressively trying to price their vehicles, yet their sales are still declining, and you have more competition. Now, from the Tesla bulls' point of view, they're going to say, but Chris, you're so dumb. Look at the history of Tesla. It is so awesome. And, whenever people say that, I say, well, at the moment, you're down 35% of your money. How awesome is that? Not so awesome. At the peak, or the, I guess, trough, how you want to say it, Tesla was down 56%. And this is the question, is will earnings, because we're still in a downward trend, right, from the top. Will the earnings be able to propel it back, past all-time highs, and then will that robotaxi event do it? Typically, an old adage in the stock market is buy the rumor, sell the news. I personally think that's what we're seeing here, because whatever they announce on August 8th, they're going to be years, and I do mean years, for making any kind of money on said thing. Even if you take a look at something like a Waymo, my understanding, they've been in operation several years, but they don't make any money on said thing. It's just not a money making business. Talking about the robotaxi kind of thing. Moreover, people say, okay, well, Chris, why is Wall Street supporting Elon Musk and these kind of things? Well, Elon Musk and Wall Street can be corrupt. This is part of the history, and that's why I always mention the guys. If you haven't seen the movie Margin Call, please take a look at it. It just shows you, give you an inside look of how these kind of people operate. And for some people, it's easier to see that kind of stuff opposed to reading books, etc. So please check that out. Moreover, I think the Twitter deal is a real money loser, especially for Morgan Stanley. And it's actually funny because it's no coincidence that Morgan Stanley is one of the Wall Street firms that is pumping up Elon Musk and Tesla as much as they can. They keep telling you, oh my God, we're going to raise the price target because it's so awesome, etc. But Elon actually owes quite a bit of money to these people. You know, we get these kind of, this is an older report, we get these things that they're, you know, losing billions of dollars, but we don't actually know the real numbers because remember, Twitter is now private, so we don't get to see their books. We just get leaks from time to time. Now, in terms of, because I try to give you guys, you know, a couple different things. Like I said, the bulls always complain, why don't you give me good news? Well, I'll give you some good news. I guess, and I'll do a separate video on this because I got to go through it myself still. But I guess Federal Chair Powell, this is the headlines, says holding rates high for too long could jeopardize economic growth. So the bet is that, you know, I guess they lower interest rates and then suddenly car loans become more attractive and people will buy more Teslas. And I say, maybe. The problem is though, is that even if rates come down, but everyone loses their job, or, you know, the Tesla situation becomes to where they seem overpriced to compare to BYD, because the projections that I've seen is that in China, which is a, you know, a major car market, I think it's the second largest in the world behind the US, or North America is a better way to say it, because that includes Canada also, is that the Chinese vehicles will be dominant in China. I think the last projection I saw was maybe, you know, in the 70% range. Now, this is the interesting thing is, I guess, and going back to say, because I try to give you guys different points of view on this, I guess the positive thing though is that the Chinese government can now officially buy Tesla cars. So I guess theoretically that's a good thing, but you know, ultimately guys, when we're talking about all this stuff, the reason why I like to talk about reality-based things is because living in reality will save you in the long run. Yes, you can make money in the short run, but I point to the meme stocks or the cryptos and the doggy coins. And remember, Elon Musk was pumping Dogecoin. You can get burned. So be very, very careful out there. My advice in any one of these things, not just Tesla, but any one of these things, is don't put all your eggs in one basket and don't necessarily trust an erratic CEO who likes to tweet out stuff constantly to save you and protect your future. Be careful. These people do not care about you. So be careful out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.